Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another fabulous speed build. Today I am building a kind of Spanish Mediterranean inspired villa. I don't typically build this style, so I really don't know if it came out good. I'm really happy with how the interior came out and like the floor plan. But I will tell you, if you downloaded this off the gallery when I first put it up, because typically I will upload my builds onto the gallery before the speed build comes out. If you saw it, you were probably like, this is ugly, because the screenshots for the gallery were not serving the way I wanted them to. But hopefully the screenings I took for the thumbnail of this video were good enough to make you guys want to click and join on. That would make me so happy. And all in all, I had a lot of fun. I've really been trying to branch out in terms of like what kind of styles of builds I've been doing and the storylines I've been doing, because, you know, I like a lot of melodramatics in really every aspect of my life. So, you know, I typically really gravitate towards storylines that are like very 2014 Wattpad era kind of esque. And that's not always the best for everyone. It is the best for me, but anyway. You guys are probably wondering, you're like, Tiana, tell us about Feaster. If you guys were here for my bunny farm video, you know all about Feaster. For those of you who don't, I'd love to catch you up. It is this little tradition I have with my friends. It's pretty much like Friendsgiving, but Easter, Feaster. Not Feaster in the sense that you are feasting. There was a large debate about that this year. Things got a bit heated. But it's Feaster, Friend Easter, and all my friends come over and I cook. This year I did appetizers. They came out so delicious. My little blackberry goat cheese sliders were a smash hit with everyone, and we just love that. There's no one I love to cook for more on this planet than people who love to eat my food. I swear to you. My best friends growing up both played football, Peter and Dennis, and I used to make them food like after the games because we would like go out right after and stuff. And we were broke, so we were not eating out all the time. And my Mama Heather can cook. Shout out to Heather one time. So I would just help my mom cook, and I would bring them stuff, and they would literally be like, we are obsessed with your mom because she's such a chef. I'm like, tell us both that. Anyway, I just love, food is one of my love languages, okay? I like to take care of people when I can. So Feaster went off without a hitch. It was so much fun, but I'm not going to lie to you. It got the better of me. It did. Okay, the celebrations, I worked the night before till like 4 a.m. because I work at a nightclub. And then I got up early enough because I wanted to give myself a blowout. And I've been practicing being I don't have one right now, obviously. My hair is just like naturally out right now. But I want to give myself a blowout, so that needs a lot of time. I have a lot of hair if you can't tell. And I had to get chefing and I had to set up. So I got up at like 9. Shower, start cooking. I'm freaking running around. I'm being crazy. And the whole time, I'm like, I wonder why I'm so stressed about being on time. Because one thing about my friends is they are always a little bit late. Not like rudely late, you know. Some of them are. Okay, my friend Kelly, Kelly's the one who stayed with me for a few weeks. Kelly will tell you, she's like, I'm always late. You should just tell me to come at 12, because she texted me throughout the week. She's like, I will be there at 12. At like 10:30, she's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like 1:30. I'm like, girl, I figured. But it's all good in the hood because I got everything done. And one reason I chose to do appetizers this year is because in previous years, I feel like I spent the entire time cooking. Typically, I was doing like ham, more traditional stuff, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, stuff you can't really prep beforehand. So this year, I was able to do a lot of food prep, and I just stuck it in the oven to bake everything I needed to bake and like put together some stuff. And there was still some stress behind it, but anytime you entertain, I feel like there's a level of stress that you just can't really avoid under any circumstance. So, you know, overall, I think it went out really good, and the food was delicious, and my company was fantastic. Now, the espresso martinis, they got the better of me, because I was like, I'm going to film this video, the one you're watching now. I'm going to film it Monday morning. You know, I'm going to release it Monday, because I want to fill everyone in on the fantastical event that was Feaster. I went to bed at like 2 a.m., and I woke up at 6 a.m., cleaned my entire house, did all the dishes. Very proud of myself, because I was like, I'm not hungover yet. I know if I fall asleep long enough, I'm going to be hungover. And that's exactly what happened, okay? I'm up, I'd say like 1 p.m. rolls around. I'm still feeling okay. I'm like being mopey on the sofa, you know, laying with my sweetie Snooki bears. Just living my best life. Fall asleep like 2 hours. Wake up at like 3 o'clock. My head pounding. My tummy, she's screaming, okay? The espresso martinis, they got me. They got me good. And I was like, okay, I want to, like, upload my video. And I planned for this. I did. I had a plan B, which is the video I pre-recorded for my base game build with a pool, which is a pretty good video. I will link that video at the end of this video, as well as my bunny build that I did prior to this week, prior to Easter, for you guys to go watch and check out. You know, I love when you guys do that. Make sure you give them both a thumbs up, especially the one on Monday, because I was mildly hungover when that came out, and I just need the emotional support. Thanks. But overall, it came out really good, and I have obviously talked through the entire outside of this build, but the build honestly took me so long to do the outside. We are a little bit of a third of the way through the actual footage that I have sped up, and as you can tell, we're still outside. We're still outdoors, and which is odd to me because the landscape on this was a lot, like, more lush, or a lot less lush than I would normally kind of gravitate towards, which is fine, because, like, I fucking hate landscaping. I feel like that's a really, like, common disdain for building. Oh, we're inside now. See, we made it. But overall, the floor plan in this house came out so good, and of course, I have a storyline. So, the idea that I had is that this family, lived in, you know, a big city apartment. I don't know where they were at beforehand. I'm here to make the story I made up for this build, not necessarily their past life. So, they get this opportunity to, like, inherit this villa. You know when you have The Sims 4, I think it comes with Get Together, but it'll, like, call your sim, and it's, like, your twice removed third cousin, uncles, blah, 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 and you can either choose, like, never mind, and it won't change your game. You can choose money, 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 and then you have to get married so you can get the inheritance. Or you can say, like, under what conditions, and you get, like, 2,500 simoleons or whatever it is. So, it's kind of like that, except with the villa. I like the idea of having, like, running, working villas. I really hope we see something kind of along the lines of that, and I don't think it would be that hard now that we have the for rent, like, software and already, like, made. I feel like they could, like, piggyback off of that. And let's be real, the Sims team is not against piggybacking off of previously bought DLC to make us buy more. That was really salty and a very loaded little accusation. And I'm just gonna stand on it because I know that some people maybe she didn't mean it. I meant it. I meant it to be just as salty as it sounded. Anywho, I would love to see working villas because in The Sims 3, which was my first Sims game, they had The Sims 3, I believe it was called Island Paradise, which is similar to, like, The Sims 4 Island Living, in the sense that it was, like, the tropical world, the island world. But I am here to freaking see hotels again. Not just hotels. I talked about this in my what I want to see in The Sims 4 this year, New Year's video that I made a few months ago. And I would love to see, like, mom and pop motels, bed and breakfast. I think it'd be so cute, so peak. Also, I just saw it on camera in case any of you saw, like, this, or, like, I have one right here. I, at some point during Feaster, because Feaster started at, like, 1 o'clock, okay? At, like, 9:30, the guests are hungry again. I cooked a lot of food, but, like, there were a lot of people, and that's a long time, and there was a lot of drinks, okay? I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. And I planned for this. I'm a planner. So they had the BOGO frozen pizzas. Well, I went and bought some BOGO frozen pizzas. One of the drunk girls put the frozen pizza in the oven, and, like, all the pepperoni fell off of it, which, like, not a very well made frozen pizza if you ask me. But I don't have centralized air, and I don't have good ventilation in my kitchen, and this all culminates for me to tell you is that my fire alarms will be going off if you get even a little bit of smoke. Because normally, in your normal kitchen, you have, like, ventilation. It'll, like, suck up some of that humidity and all that good stuff. My kitchen don't have that. So I was like, fuck, the fire alarms are going to go off. As soon as I say that, bam, fire alarms start going off. It wasn't that big of a deal. They only went off for, like, maybe 60 seconds. Because I opened the door and I turned the fan on and, like, blow, blow, blow. But I had to get the pepperoni off the bottom of the oven, obviously. But it was, like, really far back there. So I take my tongs. I'm focused. You know, I have an audience, so I'm nervous. I'm about to pull it off, and something, like, drops in the other room, and I burnt my whole arm, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it hurt really bad. Everyone's like, are you okay? I was like, I'm literally so good. I'm literally fucking fireproof. I am not. It hurts so bad. I was like, don't cry. That's how I felt. I did not cry. but it did hurt, and I am burned, so no need to be concerned. I am okay. I put some topical ointment, put my ointment on it, so we're doing okay, and we are now in the kitchen, which is absolutely freaking ginormous. I used the tile from For Rent. I used a lot of For Rent and a lot of the Desert Luxe kit that we got for free a couple months ago. It's not free right now, so I don't want any accusations that I gave false information. But The Sims 4, when they released the base game for free for a short while, I want to say like last October, it might have even been 2 Octobers ago. I think it was last October. They gave us the Desert Luxe kit for free $99, and you know I was taking advantage of that. I really want to build a house surrounded, like, more of this style in the base game world that they have, because I just never really go towards this, like, more Spanish inspired house style, and I really do like it. I really like the pretty tiles and how earthy and dark it is, because I don't normally gravitate towards, like, dark woods, dark leathers, but I feel like in this specific style you can do it and it still looks very, like, playful and light and bright and, like, just, like, cozy. I'm not here to build a bachelor part. My shirt literally says I'm literally just a girl. That is how I live my life, okay? I put a game room in here for a lot of reasons. So I am from an island. That's like really important to, like, know about me. We have a, like, I would say a good majority of everyone where I'm from from South Florida, so we have a lot of Cuban people. Like, I want to say out of, like, my best friend group all growing up, there were 5 of us. 3 of us were Cuban American. And I don't know if this is just a Cuban thing. Maybe it's not, but I know everyone I know from back home, all their Cuban grandparents, they love Domino's. And they have, like, their sunrooms and their patios, like, they all have, like, a dedicated Domino's table to, like, sit and play Domino's for parties. Really fun. Like, there are people who make whole livings where I'm from selling, like, hand-painted domino sets, and they're, like, passed down via family to family. Like, they are, like, heirlooms, okay? And, like, that's what I'm trying to express. So I was, like, originally I thought about making that bonus room off the kitchen a bathroom, but I was like, no, I must put a game table in here. And like, shout out to all the abuelas who used to feed me picadilla on the weekends and let me play dominoes at their house when my mom was working. So, you know, shout out to all your abuelas one time. And also, if you happen to know what I'm talking about, like, is that just, like, where I'm from thing? Is that, like, a universal thing? I really don't know, guys. I really don't know. Here we are in our primary bedroom, though, and I liked putting all those paintings around. I thought it was, like, a nice way to, like, shout out, like, oh, there's, like, a big family, like, all the generations have lived here, because there's actually, like, 2 primary bedrooms. In this area we're doing right here, the stair landing, I did consider closing it off and making it another bedroom, but I didn't like the idea of having such a lot. It would have been a lot of hallway, and just, like, useless hallway. You couldn't have put anything in it except maybe some artwork. But if you were to download this house and play with it, first of all, comment down below on the gallery when you download the house, because that will make me feel so slay. Be like, yeah, I came from your YouTube channel, and I'll be like, thanks, queen. Anyway, and if you did decide you needed an additional bedroom, you obviously could just, like, delete the little sitting area I made and 1000%, like, wall it off and put a bed in there and call it a freaking day. It would have a really beautiful balcony off of it. There are, I believe, 4 balconies in this house, not mentioning, like, the actual, like, pool area, patio. And overall, I'm just, like, so happy with how it came out. I love the stained glass windows everywhere. And one thing I really liked about them is because since there were so many, like, browns and creams, because it felt very busy, and I have a hard time, like, building in the style because I don't gravitate towards it, I thought the stained glass windows were just adding such a nice, like, pop of color. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have this thing about stained glass windows where a lot of the times I think they're kind of scary. I think that's because I was exposed to, like, a lot of religious horror movies growing up as a kid, and, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, a lot of the times those movies, like, have a lot of, like, scary stained glass windows. I don't know, this is just how I associate it, because as an adult I'm like, I actually really like stained glass, but I can't, like, generalize it, because, like, part of me is still like, no, I'm not a stained glass girly. This kind of stained glass I do think is gorgeous. Gorge. And then, like, my aunt's house a couple years ago, she doesn't live there anymore, had beautiful stained glass windows, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like those too. And my cousin and my sister, who were horribly mean to me growing up, it does build character and trauma, just so you know. Shout out to all my middle children. They were like, yeah, well, like, and they told me this elaborate story, because it was like a couple panels, and they told me this elaborate story about how this girl, like, died in the house and was now haunting me, and they were so mean to me, and I don't even want to get started on my irrational fear of, like, Bloody Mary. And long story short, I have a lot of irrational fears. But stained glass is associated in my brain to spooky spectrums, and I don't know if I believe in spooky spectrums, but I do know that I do not believe in calling out to things that I don't know are there. Like, I don't, you know, in the scary movies where, like, you hear a noise, like a pen drops, and, like, the main character's like, Mom, is that you? No, I would not do that. And if it was my mom, which it wouldn't be, because my mom would literally know. She'd be like, she's not going to answer me. I'm going to scare the piss out of her if I do that. So she would not be dropping things and making noises at me and scaring me to death. No, she'd be waiting patiently for me to get to wherever she is to join her. I will not be doing that, guys. My child, if I find out they're playing with a Ouija board, I am going to go full freaking psycho. I'm going to freak out. I mean, I'm like, don't want to kick you out for anything, but, like, you're done. Pack your shit up. There's a tent in the yard. Good luck. Isn't it the consequences of your own actions? That's what I talk about. Like, again, irrational fears, but at the same time, nothing like that's going to happen to me. Give me all the sage. Anyway, we are finishing up our last couple of balconies. I talked through, like, most of the build. I did talk about the build a little bit, and I feel like that's kind of good for me, especially if you regularly watch these videos, then you know I just be yapping sometimes, like, way too much. We're back again in the outside, which is almost ridiculous because I spent so much time on the outside here, even though, again, the landscaping is not very lush and there's not a lot going on. But I do know that I'm about to put in, like, a little outdoor seating area as well as an outdoor kitchen and bar because this is a villa. It is literally all about the outdoor space. So, obviously, I had to do my very best. Sorry if you can hear all the noise. There's, like, a tropical storm warning by my house, and long story short, the sky looks like apocalyptic, and the wind is going, and there are fire trucks everywhere, and there are scary siren noises. We're fine. Like, I grew up on an island, okay? I don't get worried about things until they're at least a Cat 3. Tropical storms are like, you know, whatever. And I don't know if that's like a Florida thing, I don't know if it's an island thing, but, like, I've met people from, like, the Midwest who didn't grow up around a lot of water or anything, and I'm like, I'm afraid of fucking tornadoes. Like, how do you avoid that? And they're like, tornadoes? What about hurricanes? And I'm like, dude, hurricanes are not that scary. And that's how they'll tell me about tornadoes. And I'm like, I'm sorry, one of us is wrong, and it ain't me. Yeah, another irrational fear. Not really irrational, I just don't live anywhere where they happen. But another irrational fear, tornadoes. Tornadoes. Period. But anyway, we are about finished up, so we're going to go ahead and jump in game for a live tour so you can get a good look at all my stained glass. Here she is, team. I told you she looks a lot better in game than she does on the photos on the gallery. I can show you guys at the end if you want to see, but she is beautiful. Let's just go our little 360 route. I am totally obsessed. I like this little fountain moment here, which I believe this is from City Living. And I want to say this is City Living or base game, but let's check. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Put my foot in my mouth. That is actually from Jungle Adventure. But it paired really well with everything. And they have 2 fountains. Talk about fucking fancy, if I say so myself. But let's go ahead. I'm actually going to go and give you guys just like an overview so you can kind of see the floor plan. I know I like to see floor plans because I'm not very good at them. But living, dining, little study nook, primary, big kitchen, domino room or game room, whatever, or it could be another bathroom if you change it out. Then upstairs, little stair landing, obviously 2 more balconies, another large bedroom, maybe for grandma, a hall bath, another big room for our teenage girl. I imagine that because they moved her out of the city, they were like, fine, you can have the other, like, primary bedroom, because she was like, I'm literally pissed. But if I was 17, I would also be pissed. Damn. Then we have a children's room, and that is the whole overview of the floor plan. But let's go on inside. It is very, like, earthy orange, and I kind of love it, except this, like, obviously this frame. Maybe I should change that. I lied. I like it how it is. Like the leaves. I see my thought process, future Tiana. Or past Tiana. Anyway, this is the whole living room. We have some of the Crystal Creations lamps in here, and they are Absolutely gorgeous. I'm totally obsessed with that. Let me put the whole walls up. And I use the arches from Jungle Adventure. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I've used them in a build in the last few months. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but like how often do you use these arches? Probably not that often, because I know I don't. Then we have like a beautiful dining room. This is one of my favorite rooms in the house because I just love the way it flows. I absolutely love this little table chair combo. I believe the table is from Horse Ranch and the chairs are from For Rent, but they're just like so beautiful. I like that wicker back. And then of course we have just a little book nook, or a little office nook over here with the Crystal Creations desk. And then we'll head into the dining room, or sorry, apparently I can't speak today, which, you know, as someone who doesn't watch my own speed builds because I can never speak, you guys are probably like, you can never speak. You don't have to tell me, guys. I know. Anyway, the kitchen is Fabu. She is absolutely ginormous. It's giving Chef's Kitchen. I like it. I like that it's very modern, but there's still like some cute little quirky elements, like this shelf from Nifty Knitting. Peak. And then of course our little game room. It does not have much. It has like some plants and obviously the don't shake the llama table. Nothing too crazy. We'll go outside next, but let's go into our other primary bedroom. This is my favorite bedroom in the house because it just feels very luxurious in my opinion. I absolutely love this bed from the For Rent pack, and I paired it with the Laundry Day rug. It is so peak, and I just like the like pops of red and purple because that is quite the like scandalous freaking color combo to go for, and I'm just happy with how it came out, okay? And then obviously this one bathroom, I'll show it to you because like all the bathrooms look like this, I'm not even gonna lie. Then we can go outside. There are these luxurious ass doors. I am obsessed with these For Rent doors. And then we have our outdoor kitchen. I did get rid of the bar because I didn't like the way it flowed, but this kitchen countertops from For Rent I thought paired pretty nicely with the Desert Luxe oven. And then this table is actually, let's see, it's base game, and I never use it, but I think it's got some really beautiful swatches in case you were like, oh, the purple, stunning, the blue, I just think it's a really beautiful table. Really, really love. 10 out of 10. And then we have our pool, little sitting area. There are a lot of sitting areas in this house, which is not my normal forte, but let's go upstairs. And we have just a beautiful little stair landing and some shelves, just like something to fill the empty space. This is actually a bar. I believe it came with Get Together. No. I am way off today, guys. Luxury party stuff. But it is a bar, and I think that is so fun and just really, really fitting for the overall space. And of course we have another balcony out here with some more skill building items, a little telescopes, some chests, you know, the norm for a sim build. And then we have a hall bathroom right here. Then we have a kid's room. Really just like a catch-all be-all. There's not like a solid theme. I did like the like textured, I don't know if that would be like spackle or if it's a wallpaper, but like paint swatches I kind of used all over the house and all the rooms. I really liked it and thought it was very fitting to the style. Then we have our prima donna little craft making teenage girls room. As you can see, a little nod to her, like her old friends, to her city. She's not thrilled, but at least she has her craft table and an ensuite. Can't blame a girl for liking the finer things in life, I guess. Then over here we have, this one, what I would imagine would be either a guest room or, in my, you know, brain, this is grandma's room. Maybe that's how they found out. It's like grandma like finally like told her secret. Maybe an ex-lover of hers left this estate to her family and she bequeathed it to her struggling son and daughter-in-law, or etc., etc., and they moved here. I don't know. Maybe grandma was in the mafia. Who knows? I read a lot of romance novels. And then of course we have just like one last little balcony with another fire pit. Love these freaking love seats. These are also from Island Living. So this house officially has like 86,000 freaking different packs. I am so sorry about that, but it is luxurious and beautiful. I just wanted to show you guys what the gallery photos look like because they're not great. It looks really bad, okay? It looks really, really bad. It also uses 76 million packs, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, it looks so bad on the gallery, but I feel like in game it looks good. But like, there are some houses, like this one, looks so good on the gallery. Tell me I'm wrong. It looks so good. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the video. If you would like to download this house, make sure you comment down below when you do download it. Make sure you download it with move objects on. You just hit Control-Shift-C, then type in bb.moveobjects-on. Hit enter just so everything places the right way. Again, my gallery ID is just Tiana305. It is also in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a little thumbs up. You know, I love when you do that. I like me some external validation sometimes, you know, the things. And if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with all the other fabulous builds that I have coming in the next few weeks. And don't forget to drink your water. I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.